Excision, surgical removal. February the 6th is the International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation. In some parts of Mali, West Africa, all the women are scarred by this tradition. It is hard to convince people not to do it. Speaking out against it is taboo. But some are breaking the silence.
We talk to people to try to stop excision being practiced. It's a sensitive problem because here talking openly about anything sexual is taboo. In this society, decisions are taken communally. That means by the grandparents, mothers, fathers, aunts and cousins. The child does not belong to the father or mother, but to the community, to the extent that all decisions concerning the child are taken collectively.
Excision here is rooted in local beliefs, religion, but not everyone believes the same thing.
Some say it's to reduce women's sexual appetites. Others say it's to make women more beautiful. Others say it's to make it easier to deliver babies. The term applied to excision here is seligili, which basically means purification, to make one suitable for prayer.
This gynecologist is well versed in the unwritten scripture. He deals with the consequences. These include girls bleeding, sometimes to death. There's women's pain from sexual intercourse. There are infections that lead to sterility. When they deliver their babies, there are more dangers of tearing. The degree of mutilation varies.
When the baby is due, the genitals have lost their elasticity because of the scars that were inflicted 10, 15 or 20 years earlier. When the child's head is prepared to come out, it can't. It can suffer. The child can die. All the mother's genitalia can be torn apart. The bleeding can kill her.
Excision is legal in Mali, but only for ordinary Malians. Doctors are forbidden to do it. The traditional rites can only be done by locally designated cutters. It's done on the floor or in toilets or on the ground, on a spread-out piece of plastic or old cloth. The young girl has no anesthetic. More than one can be done at a time. The same blade is often used.
The little girl's arms are held. If she struggles, the instrument can damage other organs as well.
Bafla Sinaba is a hereditary cutter, by ethnic custom, she tells us. She says she's between 70 and 80 years old and has been doing this for 40 years. In a normal year, she excises 50 girls.
It used to be young adolescents, and after their excision, they would go back to their husbands. Today, the girls are aged 2, 3 or 5, up to age 10. The excision is done in the toilets or some distance away in the bush.
Our conversation is open to women and men. Everyone has grown up with the tradition.
Stopping it would not suit us. Food today is full of stimulants. You must excise a woman to control sexual desires.
When we ask to see the instruments used for excision here, the cutter refuses to show them, but then her daughter persuades her. She has seen what can happen.
I never used to understand why people wanted to stop excision. It was always our tradition. But I know a little girl who bled to death from it. That was when I decided that no more girls in my family would have it done to them. I would rather die than let them be touched.
Another villager gives her own account, excised when she was about 5.
I've had a lot of trouble because of my excision. I had my first child when I was 16. Delivery was very difficult. It was as if I was glued shut. I needed doctor's help.
The organizer of this village gathering to talk about excision brought posters to show, but didn't dare take them out. It's such a strong subject among the women and the men. She gets into the discussion gradually. Word will get around. She knows there'll have to be other gatherings if things are going to change. She says her main hope is on younger people's ideas.
Giving up the practice has to cross generations. Young people will be tomorrow's decision makers. If they are made aware, through learning about all the consequences of excision, naturally, behaviours will change.